folks, I hope you're all doing well, and as with the last signpost, obviously, and by the thumbnail, obviously you can tell this isn't fucking Portugal. So, what has gone wrong yet again? Well, 2 weeks before I was supposed to set off, my dear old mumsy poos we had to take her into hospital for chest pains and whatnot, and we found out that she'd suffered yet another heart attack. So the plan was that if it was only minor surgery, I'd still go on the trip, and the sister would come down and look after the mum for the 2 weeks that I was away. So that was all well and good. So we found out it was only a minor heart attack, and the surgeons, they were able just to go in and clear the arteries and whatnot. And before you ask, yes, she has made an absolutely fantastic comeback. But however, the whole hospital fucking expedition. So we took her up. Well, we took her down to the. She had a doctor appointment anyway, so we took her down to the doctor, and she just happened to mention about the chest pains and whatnot. So they hooked her up to their machines, and the next thing I got called in, and they were like, "Well, we want her to go up to A&E for we think she's either having or had a heart attack." So I thought, all right, well, phone an ambulance, and they were like, "Well, if we were to phone an ambulance, it could be a 2 or 3 hour wait, and of course that means it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We don't want to fucking wait, so would rather you take her up, and if she has a heart attack on the way up, just phone an ambulance on the way up." I mean, what a shower of fucking shite. Honest to God, you take her up because we can't be asked waiting for the fucking ambulance. I mean, this is the state of our fucking doctor surgeries, like, you know. And I apologise for the swearing, folks, but this is just the start of it. So anywho, I got her up into A&E, and I spent the first 3 hours with her. Then I headed home I was absolutely wrecked, and she sent me home. And for the sister, she was going to come up at 9 o'clock at night anyway and stay with her. So after I think it was after 13 hours in A&E. And I mean, and they were dealing with all sorts that night, from little druggies to pikeys from the south that have come up for the free hospital care and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, no, it's. But lucky enough, there's a wee group of them all got together, all local folks, so they were able to look after one another. But anyway, so they eventually saw the consultant. He says, "Yes, you've had a heart attack, blah blah blah," up into the ward. So, of course, no beds. So, bed into the corridor. I thought, right, so are you going to get her a ward? And they were like, "Yeah, oh, yes, we'll get her into the ward as soon as the first ward becomes available." So, 4 days later, she's still in a fucking corridor on a bed with a couple of screens, and she wasn't the only one. There was another 4 or 5 people in the same position. They were in the beds in the corridor as well, with nothing but screens around them. And I mean, and this is, folks, this is the state of our NHS. It is absolutely buggered. I'm trying not to swear here, but it's a hard job. So that was it. So for the 4 days she spent in the corridor, and this is Sunday night at 10 o'clock. One of the nurses happened to mention, "Do you know you're going up to the other hospital in the city for your angiogram in the morning?" And she says, "No, nobody told me." So this is the doctor's like, don't bother their arseholes telling the patients or the patients' families what the hell's going on. So of course, 10 o'clock at night, she phones me in a panic she can't take her stuff up with her and all the rest of it. Like, so I said, "Don't worry about it. The sister, she's on nights up in Belfast, and she'll call in the morning and pick up all the stuff you don't need." So I said, "Oh, all right, all well and good." So that was it. Sister picked it up. So off she went for her angiogram up into the city. So of course, Mr. McElroy's dad came in the morning and bypassed everybody. Of course he went for, you know, celebrity father. And of course, then there was the 4 of them that went up. They had to wait till after lunchtime before the celebrities got through and all the bits and pieces. So the surgeon came in, had one look at her and said, "Oh, there you go, it's only a minor heart attack. I've just cleared all the arteries." However, you're going to have to wait here for 3 or 4 hours to get your medication and to just make sure everything's alright. And so that's all well and good. So after the procedure, 7 hours in a fucking lab with no heat in it, no blankets, no food, no water, shag all. You know what I mean? And of course, she's not the only one there. Don't forget, there's 4 of them from this hospital. So 7 o'clock at night, we got the phone call, come and get us. So right, so we said, well, take us an hour getting up there. She said, that's alright, just come and get me. So off we went. Lands at the hospital at 8 o'clock. Out she comes, dripping all in her arm, bag under her arm, and she says, the hell with it, take me home. I said, well, where's your medication? It never came. I says, well, you just can't walk out of a hospital, mommy. And she's like, I don't care, just take me home. I'm founder to the bone. And of course, I looked up and she said, see, these other 3 people, they were with me as well. They're all going home as well. So all 4 of them had enough and just walked out of the hospital. I mean, what sort of arseholes are running in these hospitals, for fuck's sake? You know what I mean? So anyway, that's it. That was the 5 days of hell the mommy went through. Thanks to our fucking NHS. And it's not the nurses and the doctors' fault, it's the wankers who are running it. So they can all go fuck themselves, overpaid bastards. So anywho, of course, with all them getting chilled to the bone and jumping from hospital to hospital, she picked up a real bad chest infection. And of course, no sooner home than who else gets it? Fucking Muggins here. And believe me folks, I don't know what virus it was, but it wiped me off my feet for frickin' 2 weeks. I mean, this is the first ride out I've had in 2 weeks, folks. And it's lucky enough I was drawing silage during the week, so 2 days in the tractor sort of gave me the strength I needed to get back on the bike. But all that hard work I'd done getting ready for Portugal just disappeared in 2 weeks. I've lost all my strength, and of course I had to cancel the holiday, like, you know, which, do you know, I'd half expected for as soon as I knew the mum was ill, the holiday was cancelled anyway. But this is what pisses me off even more. I'd taken out insurance for the ferry just in case either I got sick or somebody else got sick, you know, just in case. And I still lost fucking £400. And I phoned up these wankers and I says, what the hell's going on here? I said, I took out insurance for this, and God love the wee girl, lovely wee girl from the south. She says, I'm not being funny, but if you hadn't have taken out that insurance, she said, you would have lost it all. I said, but I still lose half. She says, yeah, you still lose half. She says, it's just the way Brittany ferries work. And I just thought, you shara fuckers. So that was a kick in the hole, and then I got on to booking.com, and every one of the bed and breakfasts I booked for reimbursed, but give me my money back, except for one. And this is one of my favourite wee places in Faro. And I thought, and that was expensive, for it was £300 for 2 nights. I'd planned to take 3 days in Faro just to, you know, enjoy myself. But never got it. I got reimbursed £3.94 or something for interest or some shit like that there. So I thought, so I sent her a message and I said, look, what's going on here? I mean, I explained why I had to cancel it, and I said that and of course I got no reply. So I shouldn't have done the next part. I sent them a shitty message saying, look, I thought you were family orientated. How the hell can you justify keeping all that money? But what I didn't know is booking.com, the shara shite that they are, when I booked, they didn't give me an option to get all my money back. All the rest of them did, but not this one, because they're thinking, oh yeah, it's over 300 quid, we'll just keep the money anyway. But I sent them a message with the cancellation note, and the wee girl in the hotel never got it. And she had sent me a message through booking.com to see if everything was alright, and to say, look, why have we cancelled, and would I maybe like to rebook for later on in the year? And of course booking.com never sent me that message, so I ended up upsetting the wee girl, and I've burnt my fucking bridges. thanks to them wankers online. So it's so that was that, folks. You know what I mean? And yeah, maybe try an indicator next time, arsehole. So that was the whole escapade. So not only did we suffer 5 days of hell with the mum at the hands of the NHS arseholes, not the doctors and nurses mind, and then getting shafted by Brittany Ferries, getting shafted by Booking.com. I mean, and then of course losing all my strength. And folks, I'm just at my wit's end with the whole fucking travelling and YouTube shite. For not only did I get the new camera, good on him. Not only did I get this, I forked out 300 quid on top of that for the fucking DJI wireless mics. For I thought, you know, I was going to mount the helmet or the camera on top of the helmet for the stunning views of the Portuguese countryside, and you know, so I'm about £1,500 down. I'm exhausted. I'm just fed up with the whole shebang, and it was like, Jesus. And then, I mean, and this wee girl here, the amount of aftermarket parts that have gone on her is absolutely phenomenal. I got the torque clutch, I got my suspension upgraded, thanks to Clarence for that. Thank you very much indeed, Clarence. And no, not he'll ever subscribe, but he's one of the best motorcycle suspension blokes in the country. So he upgraded my suspension for me, and she feels lovely. Again, I've got sprocket savers and all on this side, and oh god. So that's nearly £1,200 worth of extras on top of this wee girl. And then to find out that KTM hasn't really bounced back from the shenanigans they got themselves into. And I was just looking online to see how much my wee bike's actually worth. Now, bearing in mind, she's only registered in 2024, she's not even a year and a half old, and less than 1,500 miles on the odometer. I've been lucky if I got 6,500 for her, and I spent nearly 9,000 from you, and I was just, that put a lump in my throat, folks. And you know what, much that I love this wee bike, I should never have got rid of the Tiger. For I would have had 2 years touring, I would have had a big reliable road warrior of a fucking motorcycle, you know, but no, Muggins here thought he'd follow the fucking YouTube trend and try and do some off-roading and shite, and folks, honest to God. So I'm come to the conclusion that, I mean, this old YouTube's not for me, folks. It's you need money. You need money for this crap, and it's after being robbed by the ferries and Booking.com, that's screwed me for the rest of the year. You know, I was thinking come September I'll just head into England, head down to the ferry, and just travel down to the south of France or somewhere. But again, it's just, what's the point? I mean, I definitely won't be doing it for YouTube. If I'm going to do it, I'll be doing it for myself. And then I thought, you know what? Maybe I'll just not bother my arse and save the money and actually buy a BM. You know, for hang on, I'll get back to you in a minute here, folks. For when I get a bit of fresh air. Back in a sec. Right, folks, back again. I just I just came through Ballywalter there, and there's a chippy in full go there, and I just got this waft of salt and vinegar, and I was like, oh my god, I should have stopped for a chip. So but maybe later. So we're getting back to it, folks. I'm a bit disillusioned with my frickin' dealership as well. I mean, they did a lot of the installs for me, and they did the pre-trip service. And I mean, I spent nearly £600 in one go, and that's without buying the tyres, the off-road tyres, where I'm lucky enough I was able to put them on hold. But one of the upgrades was the suspension. It's lowered her by 30mm. I wanted a wee bit of a lower height, just in case I had to put the foot down when I was on the trails. So the suspension I got was a Touratech lowering springs, and of course it adjusted to my weight, but it dropped the bike by 30mm. And I've been trying to get my wee kickstand lowered. There's an engineering company across from the dealership, and they said they'd shorten it for me. And my dealership is renowned for not phoning you back. So I've been trying to, for the last 2 weeks, to get somebody, and God love him, Marty, he's been off for a couple of days for he's got kidney stones and all sorts, but there's still another 6 of them at work in the place that could phone me back and say, oh Davey, no problem, bring her up here. And again, I'm just so disillusioned with Macallan and KTM that I'm just under the notion of just either swapping for the Honda Africa Twin or... hang on folks. You know, a Sunday drivers, fine, it's a lovely day, enjoy the countryside, so this is why we don't get fed up with them, like, you know. But yeah, I mean, the whole process, and I mean, I would have been in Portugal without my kickstand being lowered, which would have fucking made things difficult for me, like, you know, so, I mean, but see, this is the thing, folks. I'm still determined. I still want to do Norway. I still want to do the Pyrenees. I still want to go back to Portugal, like, you know. But again, I wanted to do it with the assistance. You know, I wanted to do it with YouTube. You know, just to let you know that it doesn't matter how old you are, or how buggered you are. You can still get out and do these things, like, you know. So I'm under the disillusion with my dealership, with the brand of the bike, and you know what, folks, I have it in my heart just to say the hell with the whole lot, just cancel everything, sell what I can sell, and just save up and save my pennies and switch across to the BMs. For at least, you know, their dealership will contact you when you phone them. There's plenty of aftermarkets, there's plenty of support throughout the country, and you know, it's just soul destroying, folks. So it's been a rough 4 weeks up until now, like, you know. And of course, see, I don't even talk about trying to get shit done at home with fucking tradesmen and gardeners and God knows what else, like, you know, for that's as bad as Macallan's dealership. So there we go, folks. That was one disillusioned YouTuber. And honest to God, folks, I really don't know what way to go. I really don't. Do you know what? And I'm going to say it, I know there's many folk out there who'll disagree with me, but switching to KTM has destroyed my YouTube channel. For ever since I bought this bike, there's been absolutely fuck all content. All the trips I've tried to do have failed miserably. It's just, oh dear Lord, I must love that wee house there. That is nice. So, but there you go. But here, anyway, I did remember to bring the 360 with me today. I don't know if I'll see it, but you'll see it behind me. So we'll get you through Malai with some beautiful, and I'll throw up the 360 from the other beaches as well, just to give you views of the east coast of Northern Ireland. Oh, it's the east coast of the peninsula. On a half decent day. There, folks, there we go. I mean, and my thing's being generous at 19 degrees. Cloudy, overcast with a cold wind, and there's England getting 32 degrees. Oh look, there's some fella pumping his sails. Go on, you fucker, you pump faster, you might go somewhere. But there we have it, folks. But here, there is one thing before I go. I will not be beat. I will not be beat by buying the wrong brand of motorcycle. I will not be beat by companies taking the piss and robbing me blind. I will not be beat by trying to build this lovely wee channel that we have. It either goes or it doesn't go. But I will not be beat, and I will not give up. So until the next time, folks, thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll have better news and be in better form until then. So as always, folks, hope you're enjoying some of this lovely view from the 360. Get out and enjoy yourself while you can over the summer. Stay safe, wear sunscreen, and whatever you do, be happy with what you have. Folks, until next time, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later on. Bye-bye.